once in a while a man can kind of like get a little distracted away from his core purpose, so to speak. And I think I've been getting a little distracted by a kind of, like a wide variety of different things out there on the internet, as well as different subjects and different things I wanted to cover, just because I felt like it here on my channel. So let's go back to the subject of astral projection and what has happened. As you've been aware, I've had countless failures as a result of the cat, for instance. That cat is kind of like the center of the universe. It doesn't matter what else is happening in the day, that cat will find a way of slotting his time into my day, even if I'm trying to leave my body. Anyway, I managed to get some astral projection practice done. Instead of doing this through sleep, I tried to do it through meditation, which is curious because you're not going to fall asleep. You do it through like an imaginary journey, but you try and make it more intense. The visualization, you try and hold your concentration upon it. You can do it seated rather than lying down, but you still got to pay attention to what goes on inside your head. Now, I did make myself something to help out. I'll just quickly show you what I made. That's right, it doesn't look like all that much. It's just basically a pair of your standard 3D glasses that you get in the cinema, and I've put pieces of cardboard where the lenses go. The reason for that is just to try and exclude a little more light from my eyes. So I just basically, just shove them on. I mean, any form of shades would have done, the kind of things you get if you go to the airport and you fly on an airplane at night. Those things that you put over your eyes would help, but glasses feel a little more comfortable because I'm more used to wearing glasses than I am used to using a blindfold with elastics. I've tried those before. Sensations and experiences. First and foremost, coming back to reality afterwards felt like a bit of a surprise. When that happens, then you know you've been in quite deep. It's almost like the meditational experience or the astral projection experience you're trying to do may not necessarily feel all that deep or all that big or powerful. But when it becomes a shock or a surprise at how real reality is after you've done it, then you know you are in pretty deep. Okay? It's got to be surprising. As it happened, there was a parcel that was delivered to me, and I was basically so far into it, I did not actually pay attention to the fact that there was someone knocking on the door. So my concentration was pretty good. Sensations in the experience itself, managed to get floating experiences, which was quite positive. What else did I manage to achieve for myself? Well, it's difficult to describe. You go into your meditation, you're creating everything in your imagination, including like the rising sensation, the separation, the feeling of the cord from the forehead of the physical to the back of the head of the astral, and you think to yourself, like, this is just all in the imagination. Then all of a sudden, boom, you get this moment whereby it feels like you've woken up. Just for a few seconds, you fade into it and then fade out of it, a bit like the fade transition on Movie Maker, okay, or something like that. And in this in-between bit, it feels like you are somewhere in the physical world where you've been trying to visualize yourself going to. And it's clear. And the sensations you receive are just like those you would experience in the physical world, and you are, to all intents and purposes, awake. And in this particular case, I was on my back patio, staring across the garden. And yeah, it was curious, but I moved into it, then moved out of it. And it felt like during that time I was 100% there. So another curious experience. I've also been having some very curious dreams recently, on the past 2 nights, of this one particular other YouTube user. I'm not going to tell you who that is at this stage, but I think they may already know who they are, possibly. Alright, but it feels to me as if there has been a particular YouTube user on the past 2 nights who has been trying to connect with me using astral projection. This is someone who knows me, who knows of me, who has commented on a few of my videos, and I've had some exchanges with via the internet. So if that person could step forward, and then that would at least be positive proof to me. It won't be proof to you even if I was to turn around and say it's this person, okay, because of the way the information flows around, if you get my drift. But it would still be personal proof to myself. If that person could step forward, there's a comment section there, use it. I've also got a private message section, you can use that as well. I'm curious, if that person could step forward, it would be good.